welcome back to Row Fish Go. This is Baked Pecos.
And Don Brazos.
And today we're going to talk about the Lake Palestine fishing tournament hosted by B.A.S.S Nation and North Texas Kayak Championship. Man, Lake Palestine really showed its teeth this weekend.
Yeah, it sure did. And there was upwards of 70 anglers at this event.
Yeah, they battled cold water, fluctuating temperatures, and I think some of the water temps were hovering around, 48, 49 degrees?
Yes, it was. It did not even get above 50 degrees.
Wow. And cloudy skies and cold winds. Man, the bite wasn't easy to dial in. Early morning anglers had to grind it out, but those who adjusted their game plan walked away with some serious results. Tell us all about it, Don Brazos.
Yeah, it was super rough. There was a cold snap that blew in with wind chills of 5 degrees. There was only 115 bass caught roughly out of 70 anglers. And only half of the people that were in the tournament caught bass. So we can go over a little bit about who won. And I think that the sonar and the live scope really had something to do with it. Number one, who came in first place, I went to the award show at Lake Palestine Marina. And Michael got first place, and he caught 12 bass, and he caught 10% of all the bass caught for the whole tournament out of 70 plus anglers. And then he caught, I don't know, it was roughly, he didn't get the big bass, but he got close to about 90 inches. And then you had Silas, who caught the big bass of 23 inches. And he also caught another big bass that looked like a football. And I seen some of his pictures. He had a giant live scope, big screen. Man, I thought it had to have been 12 inches. And then number 3 came in Darren. And I think that I actually ran into Darren when I was fishing at Loy Lake. And he was showing me how to use the Lake Fork baits. And this was like 5 years ago. He was showing me how to use those little bitty minnows. And then I want to just give a shout out. Greg Hurt got 8th place, and he's from my hometown of Crowley, Texas. And I think at that point that cut off, and there was only 8 anglers that caught their full 5. So after that, everybody else was catching 4. And so it was pretty easy to finish middle of the pack. And just to go into a little bit about the marina, they had the award show at Lake Palestine Marina. And I'd seen there was about 25 anglers that showed up. I was there. And I ordered a burger, and it was really good. And they had it outside. And it was really nice. And, it was just usually you see more people show up. But I think a lot of people didn't show up because obviously it was cold. And I think that a lot of times when anglers don't catch bass, they don't show up to the awards after the tournament. Right,
that makes sense. Yeah, they got to get home, get on the road after a long day of fishing. So thanks for that recap. So what can we learn from this tournament? I think adaptability is everything. If the bite's not working, don't force it. Switch your approach. Adjust your cadence and find out what the fish want. Also, I think, Don Brazos, you said pre-fishing was key this weekend. Even though it was pretty cold, you were there a couple days early and got to scout out some spots.
Yeah, it really helps to narrow waters down. Like, I pre-fished Kickapoo Creek area and also Flat Creek. And so the majority of the people that I saw as I drove by to launch, most of the people were putting in at Flat Creek Bow Ramp, I would say 12 or more anglers. And since, it was really a cold bite, and fish finders had a lot to do with the tournament, I think that most of the people that did good results went out to the deeper waters in the main part of the lakes and used their live scope and their sonars to locate and pretty much put the baits right on the bass that were suspended in deeper structure. And I want to talk about, I just got a new fish finder I really like, and it's a Garmin Striker 7. And it's got clear view and down imaging, and just the basic sonar, and I've been using it to get out there and identify structure and also mark spots that I like that I've seen fish holding up. So the Garmin Striker, it works pretty good in my kayak. I thought maybe I didn't want to go any bigger because then I might hit it when I'm pedaling or fishing. So it works really good with my Jackson Kayak Light pedal kayak. And so it's just a really good combination. And I actually, that Jackson Kayak Bite actually comes with a little place where you can put your transducer. So that really worked out. So I just think that
congratulations. I think we should say to all the anglers who showed up and hit the water, putting their skills to the test. So with this tournament in the books, we're looking ahead to the next big event on the kayak fishing calendar. I think you've got some things to mention.
Yeah, the next tournament, obviously in March, is at Dunlap. And it's it's actually the Guadalupe River outside of New Braunfels. And
New Braunfels.
Yes, and I actually, I actually emailed Duke about it to see, because I was like, that's not a very big stretch of lake. It's not really a lake. It's just a flooded river. And he said that it is from the 35 bridge down to Lake Dunlap Dam. So keep in mind that this lake is only 400 acres. So it's going to be very interesting, because I think it's going to really come into play. Like, you go into a spot, you cast, and then you're going to have to jump over another angler to get to the other spot. So this is the strategies I can see, is either people are going to fish their way down in order, and you're going to be throwing lures in the same place somebody else just threw them, or you're going to just kayak down to the other side as fast as you can and then work your way back up before you hit anglers fishing back down. So it's very interesting to see how it's going to play out, because there's never been a tournament like it. And I looked up and I had not seen that there was any kayak fishing tournaments ever on Dunlap.
Cool.
So if they were off the books. But strategy is going to become really in play, because it's a top water place to fish, and it's going to be, the temperatures are heating up, so it's going to be amazing. And the bite should be good. We should see everybody catching fish this time, and that's going to make it more fun and morale going up, and more people at the awards show. And my other strategy is, well, maybe not a lot of people are going to show up, or maybe a lot will, because it's right next to Austin, and there's a huge group base of people. We could even see some guys in paddle boards. Wouldn't that be amazing, out there fishing? So it's going to be interesting. And so that's Dunlap. And then the next tournament in March is the B.A.S.S tournament, which is a double dipper with Kayak Adventure Series and also North Texas Kayak Championship. That's going to be fun. There's going to be
That's exciting.
B.A.S.S Kayak Adventure Series. First place GoPro is putting up 10 grand. It's going to be
Texas.
Amazing. I'm sure there's going to be prizes given out. I think they said somebody's getting a kayak. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I mean, there's so many fishable waters. So you have Pat Mays and Boys Ark and Lake Gibbons and Jim Chapman, and we're looking at Bonham. You can fish the Red River, the Sulphur River. This is going to be, there's so many different places you can fish. We're not going to be right on top of each other. And I think it's great, because I have, a lot of these places I've already fished, because I lived in Denison. So, I mean, Fannin is awesome. I went out there and caught fish, and then you got Little Fannin right next to it. And I've been out there, it's super clear, and you won't even know it's there.
Wait a minute, Don Brazos, are you giving away all your fishing spots?
No, it's Lake Fannin.
Thank goodness.
It's great, and you can try it, buddy, but they were all little. So no, that's not where I'm going. And I wouldn't tell you anyways. And I wouldn't listen to anybody that's telling you to go to Cooper Lake either. You might want to research that. If that
Do some fact checking.
I don't know if that was the original Lake Fork, because there's only one Lake Fork, man. So, I mean, first place 10K, and then if you double dip, you could win the money they're putting up for North Texas, which is probably going to be upwards of $1,500.
Nice.
And we're looking at whoever gets Big Bass could be coming away with something, a lot of money too. And not to mention the prizes. I've also wanted to look at messaging Drew Gregory about Lake Kiamichi. I mean, not like the river Kiamichi, because you could float down from Hugo. And I didn't even mention that Hugo is another fishable water. In Oklahoma, the only one. So if you want to get an Oklahoma fishing license and you want to go up to Oklahoma and fish up there, you can do it, buddy.
So many places to fish, so little
diverse.
time.
And I'm telling you, Oklahoma ain't bad, because I fished over there and I've caught bass every cast. And so...
Is that when you caught the stripers 2 at a time?
Oh, yeah. And not only that, I went out to McGee Creek Lake. That place is on fire. So Lake Hugo, you can put in at the dam and you can kayak down to the Red River. Wouldn't that be an amazing float?
Amazing.
Beautiful. And supposedly there's smallies in that river, but they might be above Lake Hugo. So they might not make it through the wall there. But I'm doing research and I'm seeing if that's a doable flow, because you got to get out and you got to get back to the award show in Paris. And if it's a doable thing, I might message Drew Gregory and say, "Hey, buddy, is this doable? You know, this would be a lot of fun. It would be definitely something good to pre-fish."
Nice. All good hints.
And then the next tournament, 6 days after Paris, is Caddo. And people are ecstatically excited. I listened to Drew talk about it today. And they're giving out, first place gets $4K. And a little information about Caddo: it's the only real natural lake in the whole state of Texas. Buddy, we lived in a desert. And they flooded these rivers, and now it's a paradise. I'm telling you, Texas was a desert. Before that, there was no lakes. So I'm just really stoked and excited. I think it's going to be a great month. March is going to be amazing. And I hope to see you out on the trail. And until next time, tight lines, stay safe.
And row, fish, go.